Have you ever felt that nagging fatigue, even though you're taking all your vitamins? Or maybe you've had some of those weird muscle cramps or constipation that just won't quit? We often chalk these things up to just getting older, but what if they're actually warning signs? Signs that the very things you're taking for your health might be doing the exact opposite.
Yeah, it's a blunt question, I know, but it's one we absolutely have to ask. Because what you don't know about those pills you take every day could be silently and seriously sabotaging your health.
And here's why it's so darn confusing. We're talking about a $50 billion a year industry. It's a behemoth that, frankly, often benefits from keeping us in the dark about what our bodies really need versus what's just marketing hype, or worse, what's actually harmful.
So, in this explainer, we're going to cut right through all that noise. We'll kick things off with what I call the supplement paradox. Then, we're going to audit the 4 most common and dangerous supplements you might have at home. After that, don't worry, we'll get to the good stuff. The 4 essential supplements that can be total game changers. And we'll wrap it all up with a simple strategy you can put into action, like today. Okay, let's dive right in. This is where we get to the heart of that paradox I mentioned, how our best intentions for our health can sometimes backfire. So first up, let's talk about what you might need to clean out. Think of this as a much-needed audit of that medicine cabinet. All right, number 1, high-dose vitamin A, specifically the kind called retinol. It's in so many senior multivitamins, but here's the deal. Vitamin A is fat-soluble, which means your body stores any excess in your liver. If you take too much, it builds up to toxic levels and actually activates cells that, well, they literally start breaking down your bone tissue from the inside. And if you think that sounds scary, look at this. A major study in the New England Journal of Medicine found that seniors taking the most vitamin A had a staggering 48% more hip fractures. This isn't just a number. It's what happened to a guy named James, a 72-year-old pilot. His high-potency multi was a direct contributor to a hip fracture he got from just a simple fall. Okay, next up, a big one, calcium carbonate. It's the cheapest, most common form of calcium out there. We're all told, take calcium for your bones. But here's the catch. After we turn 60, our stomach acid can drop by as much as 40%. And without that acid, your body just can't absorb this type of calcium properly. So where does it go instead? It ends up in your arteries. One study showed a 27% increase in arterial calcification, that's hardening of the arteries, for people taking it. A 68-year-old nurse named Linda got the shock of her life when she found out she had the arterial age of an 80-year-old, all after 5 years on this exact supplement. So yeah, with calcium, the type you take is everything. Now, vitamin E. It's marketed as this incredible antioxidant, right? But high doses of the synthetic form, and that's the key word, can be a real problem. Not only can it mess with your body's other antioxidants, but it can dangerously block vitamin K, which is what your body needs for blood to clot properly. And get this, a huge meta-analysis found that doses over 400 IU were linked to a 4% increase in death from all causes. That's not a small number. For a 71-year-old named Robert, this showed up as weird bruising and cuts that just wouldn't stop bleeding. Why? His synthetic vitamin E was getting in the way of his vitamin K. And the last one on our dangerous list, iron. It's the go-to prescription for fatigue. But here's the thing. Unless you have been diagnosed with anemia, that extra iron can be downright toxic. Your body has no easy way to get rid of it, so it just builds up, causing oxidative damage to your organs. It's literally like your organs are rusting from the inside out. And the data backs this up in a pretty scary way. A 31% increase in markers for liver damage in seniors who were taking iron but didn't need it. A teacher named Margaret, who is 67, was told to take iron for her fatigue, and she actually ended up developing prediabetes because of iron overload in her pancreas. The lesson here is simple. Test, don't guess. Okay, enough of the doom and gloom. Now that we've cleaned out the cabinet, let's talk about what you should put in it. It's time to shift gears and focus on the 4 essential, science-backed supplements that can genuinely protect and rebuild your health. First, we have to start with the foundation, the master mineral, magnesium. I mean, this thing is involved in over 300 critical processes in your body. Blood pressure, sleep, blood sugar, you name it. And yet almost 70% of seniors don't get enough. The key is the glycinate form. It's super easy for your body to absorb, and it won't upset your stomach. And what it can do for you? It's pretty amazing.
We're talking about studies showing it can lower blood pressure, improve sleep quality by 35%, and even turn back the clock on your arteries by 5 years. For Patricia, a 69-year-old, it meant her nightly leg cramps and that constant feeling of anxiety gone within just a few weeks.
Next up is a dynamic duo, vitamin D3 times with K2. Think of it like this. D3 is what allows you to absorb calcium in the first place. But K2 is the traffic cop. It grabs that calcium and directs it exactly where it needs to go, into your bones, and, more importantly, keeps it out of your arteries and soft tissues. Taking them together is where the magic happens. One study showed this combo actually increased bone density while reducing arterial calcification by 12%. A 74-year-old man named George used this pair to improve his bone scores in his 70s, and he said he went an entire winter without even getting a sniffle. All right, now for something that you probably never even heard of. But what if I told you that you could literally build brand new power plants inside of your cells? Well, check out this quote. This is what we're talking about. It's called PQQ. This stuff is a true game changer. It gets to the very root cause of that age-related fatigue and brain fog by kickstarting a process called mitochondrial biogenesis. That's just a fancy way of saying it builds fresh, new energy factories in your cells. It's how you reverse that feeling of just slowing down. And the results are just wow. A 30% improvement in memory and processing speed. A 28% boost in cellular energy. For Helen, a 66-year-old librarian, it took her from a state of constant brain fog to a level of mental clarity she hadn't felt in over a decade. And finally, we have the undisputed heavyweight champion of the supplement world, omega-3s. With more than 40,000 published studies, the fats EPA and DHA are hands down the most proven nutrients for healthy aging. They're the literal building blocks of your brain and your body's most powerful anti-inflammatory shield. And the benefits are just life-changing. A 28% drop in heart-related events, slowing down cognitive decline by 33%. A retired firefighter named Richard, who is 70, used high-dose omega-3s to get his triglycerides down more effectively than his medication ever could. So we've walked through the bad and we've celebrated the good. Now let's pull it all together into a simple, clear strategy you can use. It's time to stop guessing and start being the CEO of your own health. So look, here's the bottom line. It's a simple two-step process. Step 1, audit. Go through your supplements and get rid of the harmful ones, the ones that cause toxicity and damage. Step 2, add. Strategically bring in the protective, essential nutrients that actually target the core systems of aging. I really want to encourage you, right after this is over, go look at those labels. You know, the difference between just getting older and aging with true vitality could literally be sitting on your shelf right now. So I'll leave you with this one final question. Based on everything you've just heard, what is the one single change you're going to make to your supplement routine today?